Hey everybody, Matt here. Hope you're having an awesome day. One of the main topics that I talk about with other financial advisors as I go around and talk to them about technology and process management, etc., is with regards to how to gain adoption of technology. In my opinion, I think that most technologies are used maybe 5 or 10% or maybe even 15%, but they're not fully used. And all advisors are wondering why that is. And I think it comes down to a few things. One, it's a matter of not going through the right protocol before adopting technology. First, you have to identify the processes that you have. Clearly and fully document what is the process. So take onboarding, for instance. What does that process of onboarding look like? You send the client home with paperwork, and then what happens? You start a workflow within your CRM. That's phenomenal. And then what's the next step? Then the next step is 5 days later, one of your team members reaches out to see if they have any questions, if it hasn't been received. And then you reassign that task for another 5 days after. And you continue that until the paperwork comes back. And once the paperwork gets back, then it's assigned to someone else. They submit it to the custodian if it's not e-signature. And then once they submit it, they put a task for 2 days later to check the custodian, make sure the account has been opened, see about funding status. And then they do it again for funding status. And then they create another task for the advisor or trading team to take care of the trading. Identifying the specifics of each step of the process and what is needed to be done is the first step before implementing any technology. Because the technology solution will have ideas and best practices, but our uniqueness of a firm is what's going to create what our right workflow is and how to utilize the technology to the fullest extent. And so going in and understanding how do you want technology to help in that process? Once you've outlined that onboarding process, it's great. Where are the inefficiencies? Where can you make companies, your company, more efficient and be able to scale? And start finding technologies to solve that specific problem. Too often we go in saying we want technology to solve all of this grandiose vision that we may have, as opposed to understanding what is the specific niche task or problem that we want the technology to solve and that we know is going to make that process more efficient, thus allowing us as a firm to scale into the future. That's what we need to do in order to adopt technologies. Understand what the technology is meant to solve for and then adopt the technology, but you first must understand your process and where inefficiencies stand in there before any technology solution, in my opinion, is going to add value. I would love to know your thoughts. What do you want out of technology? What are you looking for technology to accomplish within your firm? And what is the process you go about before adopting any new technology? Do you have a team of people from multiple different parts of your organization to help through the RFP process and to demo the technologies? What is it? What worked? What hasn't worked? Let's all learn from each other. Let's create a conversation and community around people sharing ideas of what's working so that we can all continue to scale and add more value and impact more families. Have a great rest of your day.